Whoo-wee, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am your guy, CJ100,
It's your guy Tez the Fire.
and we are the 5100 podcast, back like we never left.
Facts, man.
We've been gone for a minute, though. I ain't even gonna lie,
Can't even
man.
lie. But like, bro, I'm happy that we coming back this month. Black
Mm-hmm.
Father, February
Uh-huh.
2023.
Yes,
And we
sir.
told y'all, bro, hey, we told them this gonna be an annual thing, bro. We gotta start shining that spotlight on our brothers that's doing their thing. So
Yes, sir. So,
passionate.
so to tell y'all a little bit about how this came about, right?
Yeah.
Uh, me and Tez are fathers that I've been the father for 7 years. My boy been the father for about 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Um, he made me the God's father to his son. You know what I mean? Our close relationship, and how we value fatherhood. And a lot of people have conversations about feminism, about men and women relationships and dynamics between men and women, and motherhood and fatherhood, right? And we wanted
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that we put a flag in the ground for fatherhood. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And we put the black in front of it, even though it represents all fathers. We put that black in front of it because there has been a negative connotation that's attached to black fatherhood. And we just going to continue to show you from our everyday lives, at least once a year,
Yep.
that black fathers are indeed fathers and not just sperm donors.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that's how this came about. My
Yep.
brother, you been good though, man. We ain't been up here in a minute, man. We ain't been up here in a
Man,
minute.
it's like getting back on the bike, man. You never forget it. Once you roll like we rolled in 2022, man,
Yes,
it's just
sir.
like hopping back on the bike. I'm just ready to get back into it. Yep.
Yes, sir. And shout out to the people that's in the chat, my guy Charles, a day one supporter. First comment like we knew you would be. You know what
Back.
I'm saying? And Lady Navoa, how you been, love? Condolences to your family. We heard about
Hmm.
what happened. But I appreciate you being here to show love and support, man. We're glad to see you. We missed you too.
Yep.
Definitely missed you. You know what I'm saying? And JJ at the Moss Network. What's happening, family, man? Glad to see you here too as well. We about to cook, man. We definitely about to cook. And before we get all the way into what we're talking about, we do got some special guests. One of them is here now. And before I bring this brother up, I do want to make y'all aware of who he is if you don't know. So a brother goes by the name Dr. Humble Dad. I saw him before he ever knew who I was, probably because he's a superstar in these spaces, but he wouldn't say that, right? Um, but I saw him on King Talk, and I was like, sometimes it can get hot up there, right?
Yeah.
But one person I've never seen really get hot up there is Humble Dad. He's just always so calm, cool, and collective, and making his point. And the name Humble Dad was just so, you know what I'm saying? It was just striking to me, like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
started doing a little more research into him, and through Sir Hale, man, he reached out to me. You know what I'm saying? And had me on this show, and it was just numbered fathers and mothers coming on the show to have these dope conversations. So he facilitates a good energy. So I want to bring this brother up for Black Father February. Round of applause for my guy, Dr. Humble Dad.
Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's
What's
going
Appreciate
going
y'all
on?
on,
having.
my brother?
Listen, man, life is going on, bro. That's what's going
Yes,
on.
sir.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Was the introduction too much? How'd you feel about the introduction?
you talking about your introduction?
Yeah. To
Oh
you.
no, man, I wouldn't say that. I mean, people are. I mean, I got a lot going on, so you showing it to everybody. So I
Yeah.
think it's cool. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna start this Black Father February. Now, we kind of gave the rundown of why we did what we did. Just before I get into the main question, um, do you kind of understand why we need to put the black in front of Father February? Can you kind of see the need for doing it?
Do I see a need for doing it?
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, I see why you do it. You
Hmm.
know, as far as a need, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's needed because
Hmm.
every kid needs a father. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And
Yep.
it's statistically shown it's not necessarily across a particular demographic that
Hmm.
fathers generate the most out of their kids. So,
Yeah.
but I understand it.
Yeah.
because you're hitting a niche. So
yeah, yeah. That's what we were trying to do. Okay, so first question, because the title is "Fatherhood is a Thankless Job."
Yeah.
okay,
So, I mean, before we just dive into it, do you believe that being a father is a thankless job?
absolutely. Uh,
Okay,
if I had to give context to it,
okay,
the reason why it is a thankless job in my estimation is because that's how media has kind of propagated it, really,
hmm
and as well as music, entertainment, if you will. Um, I mean, you take for example that the majority of NFL football quarterbacks all have fathers
hmm
in their life. You know what I'm saying? Think about that for a moment.
Yep.
32 of them, right? All of them have a father, an active father in their life. Uh, and so, just recently, as y'all know, where we at now is 2023,
hmm
and who is it? Jalen Hurts and Patrick
Pat
Mahomes,
Mahomes.
right, are in
hmm
the Super Bowl, but they're not talking about their fathers who helped them. I
Mm.
mean, Patrick Mahomes' father was a Major League Baseball player.
Yep.
Facts.
Even though they separated, he's still in his life. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Jalen Hurts, whose father is a major role. Like he loved his father to death. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And so uh, the thankless part, I would say, is from outside of the house, right?
Okay.
But inside the house, if the father's there, the people know, and it's I speak for myself, right? For me, my late wife, she made sure that my job was not thankless.
hmm
And even Kendra, my soon to be wife, she
hmm
tells me that she sees me as a dope father. So there's never for me, it's not a thankless job because I'm
hmm
always gonna thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, and I can go off that one too. I kind of wrote it down when we came up with the topic of the thankless job of being a father. I got no one pats you on the back for it. No one brags on you about it, but it's crucial, hard work that gotta be done. And I think as a father, you see that every single day. It's no way around, especially if you active. Like you said, if you an active
hmm
father and you there every day, and you even when you got the time with your kids,
hmm
it's gonna be some job that you gotta do that don't nobody say, good job. You just gotta do it,
hmm
you know. I just
Right.
think that's being a man, period. But being a father, it's a whole nother level. But I can identify with you too, humble dad. My wife ain't never made me feel like, oh, we don't care about what you do. We don't appreciate what you do. A
hmm
lot of it is media. A lot of it is what we see on TV, what's being pushed government wise. But I
hmm
think that's why it's so important that men like ourselves step up and say, "Nah, it's a reason why we here. It's a reason why we fight so hard to spend this time with our kids because we don't believe the statistics are just numbers. They exist for
Right.
a reason." So
Right.
yeah,
Um. So, is being a father a thankless job? I noticed something that both of you said that is a glaring hole in my life. Right. Um. Wives or soon to be wives.
Mm,
Um. And the reason I would say it's a thankless job is because I don't have that constant confirmation that I'm doing well as a father.
mhm,
Um so for me, um I've been told by my grandmother that I overcompensate because I don't have my daughter every day. I try to make every event even though I'm working 70 hours a week. And I'm doing it, but I do get burnt out. And for her to tell me that, I kind of take that as a thank you for how much you do for your kid, but you don't have to do that much. You know what I'm saying? But to answer the question directly, for me personally, being a father is a thankless job. But even when I do get a thank you for it, it feels weird.
yeah,
Like for instance, I was at a event last year for my daughter. It's most likely was cheerleading, right? I was at an event, and after it was over, her mother called me and was like, "Just thank you for coming," because it was out of town. It was out of state actually, and she was like, "Thank you for coming." And I was like, "That's what I'm supposed to do." You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I think we play a part in it not being it's not as big as a thing as it should be because I think guys always try to be so cool, man, so masculine. You feel me? That we don't even realize how important it is until it's not there. And I was
Yep.
raised without my pops, so it's for me. It's like I don't need the adulation, but even when I get it, it's not even a full blown like, oh, appreciate it. I barely accept it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just like I was gonna do it anyway, whether you said thank you or not. You
I
know what I
Facts.
think you
mean?
do need it.
Hmm.
I think you do need to hear thank you or that you're
Hmm.
doing a good job because I was like that too. When Jen would say something like, thank you for letting me go out or whatever without the kids because we were homeschooling, right? And so she was with them all the time, right?
Right.
But she would still say thank you, and I'm like, these my kids, right?
Hmm.
Like I'm not babysitting, you know what I'm saying? These are my
Right.
kids.
Right.
But if I looked at it from her perspective, she looked at it as the world doesn't thank you, but I want to thank you.
Mm.
You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? And so I would say that I did need it, but I didn't know that I needed it,
Hmm.
right? Because anybody enjoys being encouraged.
Them facts.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So if that's her way of encouraging me, then that's cool. Or when Kendra says, "Hey, listen, you are really a good dad," you know,
Hmm.
even though you're hard on yourself, because overcompensating. I would say that I did overcompensate. I do overcompensate because I didn't have a
Hmm.
father in my life.
Hmm.
However, because I've interviewed over 90 dads, like I understand what it is that I'm needing to be doing,
Hmm.
and I'm okay with overcompensating if that's a thing. Like for
Hmm.
me, I know that they want my time,
Hmm.
right? As hard as that is, I'm always like, okay, how can I give them more of my time? Kendra may say something like, you do give them time. Well, in my mind, I'm not, right?
Hmm.
So really it's me trying to fulfill my own goal,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
right? So I would say you
One of the
definitely
hardest one of the hardest balances for me, man, because like I say, I always say this, my daughter's a cheerleader, and that shit ain't cheap, right? So, who's paying for it? Dad. And it's like, in order for me to do that, I have to work. And I have to, Tez will tell you, I have to work, bro. And I want to be there. I also went through something recently where my daughter was like, she doesn't want to stay. She want to come over, but she doesn't want to stay. Now that's partially because my ex-wife is engaged and her fiance has a daughter her same age. So
oh, okay.
she likes to be over there. But that puts me in a weird spot. You know what I'm saying? Because she wants to be over there, but she also wants to be here with her dad. And it puts me in a weird spot. So in her doing that and being in cheer, it's cheer season right now. Like she's practicing 5 days a week, and it's a competition every week. You know what I'm saying? So like, and everything that's set up is on her mother's side of town. Everything is. I mean, which makes sense because she has the majority of the custody. So it would make sense that everything she does would be closer to home. But that is an inconvenience for me. You know what I'm saying? And in the way I have to work. So when I get her, I overcompensate. I feel like because I'm trying to do so much and I'm trying to fit what her mother has a week and a half of parenting. I'm trying to fit it in 5 days. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put all these lessons in 5 days. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then I just don't feel like I'm doing enough. Then sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much. And I don't really hear thank you. You know what I'm saying? But when I do, I don't even know how to take it because I'm not even used to hearing.
Hmm. And bro,
Well, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, and bro, I guess for me it's a little bit different. Because I am with my son and I see him every day, but the mind, right now y'all kind of talking about the mental warfare that a lot of fathers go through. And for me, it's am I enough? You
Mm-hmm.
know, am I enough? I'm almost looking at it like, can I be the man that I grew up seeing to my son? My father was in the house with me my whole life, and I got a chance to see what a man is and what he's supposed to do. And it creeps up in your head, maybe I'm not gonna be enough, or maybe I might do one thing that my son sees and he just goes off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
think that's an aspect that we don't
Wow.
talk about enough either, is the mental warfare. And it could be self-inflicted. I don't know. But it's still there, and it's still a battle that I fight daily. And I know you brothers experience some of the same things as well.
that's
So
good. Yeah, go ahead, bro. That's
so
good.
let me pose the second question, because we got the answer to the first one, and depending on your answer, which I'm glad you answered the way you did, or where I was gonna have to drop you down. But how did the dad position become thankless? How
Mm.
did that happen?
Man, how did it become thankless? Um, I would say, the word they don't like us to say, but it definitely starts with an F. You know what I'm saying? It went around
Uh-oh.
back in the 1960s.
That was the next question. But go ahead.
It
Go ahead.
was.
Get into it. Get into it now.
Yeah, okay. And so, and so what happened is that because men kind of ran things, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the black community.
Mm-hmm.
You had Black Panthers, you had our leaders were men, and Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Whether you agree or disagree with them, those were the people
Mm-hmm.
that were our figureheads and
Mm-hmm.
leading charge for some things, right? And the I would say society saw that these dudes, they were fathers,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was in their house as well as to us, though the people that was following them. And they saw, even if you go back further to slavery, they knew if you took the dude out the house,
Mm-hmm.
that it's easier to gain access to the women and the children.
Facts.
So how did it become that way? When they saw that there was a when they saw that black people work together, they was like, okay, how do we figure out a way to not have them be together? And what
Right.
most people don't understand is that civil rights is actually what transitioned it to be a thankless job,
Mm.
because even
Mm.
though Malcolm, I'm not Malcolm, but Martin Luther King was speaking from a position of like, everybody needs to be equal. Well, being equal doesn't mean that you have to segregate,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or integrate, should I say?
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what ends up happening is now, when the government assistance came out, right now you saying, okay, well, here, this man don't need to be there. Then you have the war on drugs. Okay, now we got to figure out, we get the man out of the house, and so that's when I would say that it became a thankless job. You transition into the 90s, and you look at the TV shows, right? If we did in the and this goes across any ethnicity, that the father was always the butt of the joke.
Yep.
Yeah, Al
If you
Bundy.
look at Al Bundy, Bill
Mm-hmm.
Cosby,
Mm-hmm.
on Family Matters, even My Wife and Kids. I mean, you
Yep.
name it. You know what I'm saying? It was
Even to
that.
the sons. Junior was the
Yep.
idiot. Right.
Yeah. And so with
Mm-hmm.
Theo,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So with Theo. So uh how did it get to that? It became that way through media, because they see that the family being separated gives them more power.
So let me before Ted's answers, let me push back on you for the women that would have something to say about what you just said. So I'm gonna put my voice on. Well, humble dad. Uh, let me not do that.
Don't do it.
No, but but to the women that would push back, what they would say is there wasn't a big majority of people uh, accepting Section 8 or food stamps and kept the father out of the house. So what about those other situations? And what it ain't a black woman's fault. What say you to that?
it's not a black woman's fault that
Yeah, it's not the black woman's fault. And I'm not saying you were saying it is.
right.
I'm saying this is how this, because we know this conversation happens a lot,
Yep.
and
Okay.
they take it as we're just trying to take our responsibility off a man and put it on them or whatever. But it's really system. But what would you say to the women that say it's not all our fault? Like everybody didn't take food stamps and put their man out the house, or I did take that food stamps, but I was sneaking back in.
Okay. Well, okay, because I think that was a movie, right? Where well, what I would say is that it was enough. If it was enough to decrease the value of family, even though if it wasn't everybody, it didn't take everybody to do it. It took enough people to do it in order to transition. There was a president that was like, he was running. He said, we're gonna make it to where black people always vote Democratic, right? And so we're gonna give them things that they would think that we're helping them, right? So, and one of those things was not Social Security, but was welfare, right? Even though it helped white people because there are more white people on welfare than black people,
Yep.
Right.
right? So so it's like, okay, well, even if you didn't take it, your homegirl did, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of people in your family did. Now, was that guy wrong for not doing what he needed to do in order to keep his family? Yes, right. And so, but at the same time, once you recognize that in the beginning, right, that you may not recognize the plan in the beginning that they're trying to take you from your family, but that was like 60 and 70s. We're in 2023,
Yes, sir.
Right.
right? So once they see, and I would tell this to the woman, so then I would ask them, right? We talk, okay, then, and it goes back to the whole saying, this talking point of okay, who controls access to sex, right? So then you decide who you sleep with, because now it's not about being married and then divorcing, and there are kids kids in between, right? That's a little different in my estimation because she was wifey material, right?
What woman, sir? This here is a hoe.
Not.
My bad.
Oh man,
Oh Lord.
that's
All
funny.
right.
Had to get it in there. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, my brother.
That's funny. So yeah, so I would tell her, listen, it's enough people, it's enough women that chose the money over their man. So much so that it separated the family. And then now you have what the liberation, the sexual liberation. Now you're saying, okay, well, I can give it up to you, and now I have a kid, and now I have food stamps, I have everything, and I don't really need you, right? So I would say that to her, like, okay, well then, if women would stop, if they would stop opening their legs, right, and if men had dick discipline,
Right.
then you feel a totally different society from black father and black mother's perspective.
Okay.
So that's my long-winded answer.
It's pretty good. It wasn't too bad, man. He ain't long stroking.
Uh,
Go ahead,
for
Tim.
me, so how did the dad position become thankless? Honestly, man, me personally, I feel like a lot of guys really wasn't looking for the validation. Like a lot of us really, like CJ said, a lot of us don't even walk around thinking that we need that affirmation. We just do it because any father that's really trying to do what he's supposed to do, we gonna do it regardless. Whether it's hard, whether it's raining outside, whether we broke, it don't matter what the conditions is, we gonna get it done. So I think part of the reason it's thankless is because we don't even think about that in our head. I'm thinking about how we gonna get the bill paid this month. That's the type of stuff that we think about so often that we don't even sit back. Me and CJ do this all the time. Sometimes we just sit back and be like, man, like, bro, I got a daughter, I got a son, and it's like, wow,
a whole 7-year-old. What happened?
Right, you be so amazed. Like you be so amazed, like this a little me running around. So you don't really have time to think about the appreciation and humble dads, you said it best. I think I don't care who you are. Everybody likes to be told, hey, you doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even better to hear that from, whether it's your children or your wife or your girlfriend, whoever it is, your baby mama. It's good to have that you doing a good job. Keep it up, because that means a lot.
You definitely should hear it from other dudes too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, the way that I do it, well, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for being some good dads, because this is part of the podcast, right? And and on my show, the reason why the dudes are on there is because they've been designated as good fathers. You know what I'm saying? To some degree, or I would say they're at least active in their kid's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so that to me is a good dad. Not talking about if he's I don't know if he's a good husband or a good friend, right? But if you're active in your kid's life, you're at least a good dad. So that's how I try to say thank you to the dudes in my circle.
For me, the question at hand is, it's a difficult one to answer because I kind of concur with what both of you said. But it was definitely shoved down my throat that black men ain't shit. Like black fathers ain't shit. And that's even being said today with the stats being out of how active we are as fathers.
Yep.
It's like, I've said this before, and I just think I need to figure out a Sir Hill way type of say it. Maybe I could say, if I can learn how to speak like Sir Hill, people may get it. But I said we literally convince people that there are more men that don't love their children and want to be there for their children than there are women that would take advantage of a system that would pay them. Like, we've convinced ourselves that more fathers actually hate their children and don't want to be there than a person that gets an advantage for you not being there.
Yeah.
Not to say this is everybody's situation, but when that is the situation, it's easier to convince ourselves that we hate our kids. So I think it's been propagated. I think it's been promoted in the media. I think that's a huge part of why it has become devalued as a position as a father. Also, I believe that guys that came up in the 80s and I would say 80s, they were knocking shit down. Let's just be real. Go ahead. You was muted, humble dad. Go ahead.
I'm muted. I didn't want to interrupt. I'm just saying I was about to say that point. Like, it's a lot of Pookies and Ray Rays is the names that they like to call them that got kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I say
saying?
I'm a Pookie hybrid. That's what I be saying.
Okay. Right, Pookie. Okay. So I mean, I'm sure I could have been one. I probably was on my way to one. God save me on that one.
It's easy to get there now.
Them facts.
Yeah.
It is easy to get there when you as dope as me, for sure. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And so that was my humbleness right there.
Yeah.
So,
It was a what?
My humbleness.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, I see. That's what this. Okay,
that's what we do over here.
I love it. I love. Now that I know, you know what I'm saying, I gotta think ahead. So it's cool.
Be on point, because I'm gonna be right there.
I like that. I like that. So what I'm saying is that if you look at the stats, okay, and if they are accurate, 50% of black dudes don't even have a kid.
Right.
But 70% or 80% of 70% of kids are raised by a single mother. And about 50% of single mothers have multiple kids. Right? This is the information.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't make this up. You can go see
Blackdemographics.com.
Right.
This ain't hate speech.
Right. So it's like you're going to say that men are horrible because of the dudes that you dealt with. Now, I would say that, I'm just speculating just based on my anecdotal information, is that if the woman was married to the guy, that she doesn't typically say that he's a horrible dad.
Let me real quick. I want to show y'all something
Okay.
because it seemed like it might not be on topic, but it's a reason I'm showing this video, and I want y'all to pay attention to the energy and the undertone of what this woman is actually saying.
Okay.
So give me just a second. Here we go.
Stop going in on women who give the dads custody of the kids. Because one thing about me, by the time my child is in middle school, he's probably going to be living with his dad. And I'm going to be the fun weekend parent. And we're going to take great vacations, great summer vacations. We might do every other holiday, whatever. It's going to be a great time. I can feel myself feeling carefree already. Um, yeah, don't bash those women. These women are doing great things.
What are y'all thoughts on that?
I think it makes sense.
Me too.
Mhm.
If she being serious. Now
Mhm.
that's my only thing. If this ain't sarcasm, I agree. And look, this one of the things that as for me, I don't understand why it's so controversial for men to say that we believe we can be better parents, especially when it comes to the upbringing. And I
Mhm.
think, and that's not taking anything away from women, because for some reason in these spaces, when you say
Yes,
something good
yes, it is
on
taken
one
away from
side,
women. You
right?
know, it
Oh,
is.
oh, really?
It is. It is taken away from women because men are better parents.
Ooh, hold on. Do I got a sound effect somewhere for that? Let's see if I can.
I had that conversation before.
Good to see you. Your flies aren't done. Welcome.
He Man Woman Haters Club. It's in the building.
Didn't even know we were stepping in the clubhouse tonight, but we there.
Listen, I'm saying overall, right? I mean, there are
Mhm.
anomalies.
Yep.
Right, right.
The information is out there, right? The information is out there. The reason why it's designed for the guy is the head, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason why he's the head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the structure, the leadership, the forethought. Like me when I'm thinking like 2-3 years out, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking I'm thinking about what will my son, what type of man do I want him to be? What type of
Mm-hmm.
uh daughter, and my daughter, I have 2 daughters and 2 sons, and I'm thinking, okay, who will their spouses be? Who would they be with for their spouse, right? That's how I'm thinking, right? And so oftentimes, and we're designed to take on heavy situations.
Yep.
Women are not. That's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just not how they're built, right?
So what does that
But
say for the nurturing aspect? Like, cause
men are
that's
nurturing.
what's. Mm-hmm.
Men are nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Because what
Mm-hmm.
will happen, it'll be a default. So I'll speak of my situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that the men that I've talked to all had solid jobs, and they had to be out of the house to work. And so they still were able to come home, and their kids are able to see that dad loves him, even though
Mm-hmm.
he's not there. Like I was not in the house either, but when I
Mm-hmm.
came home, my kids knew that daddy loved them, even though I was working 2 jobs.
Yes,
Right?
Mm-hmm.
sir.
So they see the love that you have for them, and so that's a
Mm-hmm.
part of nurturing. That
Mm-hmm.
that fun that she was talking about that dad is now,
Yeah.
like dad's a nurturing from a different perspective. I
Yeah.
don't know why I keep clearing my throat, but when my late wife passed away,
Gotta get the
right?
cap out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I may have to. But before she passed away, I was not the hugging dad.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't me. I wasn't the crying dad either.
Mm-hmm.
But when she passed, I
Man.
understood that I had to get in a position from them. Like I needed to know, like, okay, what do they need? And some of that was I needed to hug them, right? Some of
Yep.
that was I needed to sit down and do some of the things that they wanted to do, right? And I needed to get them counseling. So men are nurturing, but it's not the same nurturing as what a woman would do. So because think about it, if a man wasn't nurturing, and that's an aspect of what kids need. If we
Mm-hmm.
were not nurturing, then how are we able to be as one? Well, I think it was a TED talk. The lady said, uh, studies show that a single father, is just as equivalent as a two-parent
Two
household.
parent household. Yeah, I saw the stat for that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then, this is the other point. Um, that it's interesting that a single mother would prefer to be a single mother. I'm not talking about the ones where the dude just ran away.
Right, right.
I'm not talking about them. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about where the man is saying, listen, I want to be in my kid's life. Why not give him the kid? Give him the kid, because the information that it shows that she will make more money. She will still be able to be a part of the kid's life. And if
Mhm.
they co-parent, she still makes good money. And one of the people that we know that's that example is Shay. You know,
Mhm.
Shay make paper, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, they have a really dope co-parenting. What's she gonna do? She gonna send her son to live with his father. What, this coming summer?
Hmm.
Mhm.
What you think that's gonna do to her income? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the information is out there that women, you will make more money, since that's what most of them be thinking about, right? If you were able to be by yourself, you also become more marketable to a guy that's pursuing you.
Right.
Because if
Right.
you have
That's a
no
fact.
kids in the house, then that means I'm not having to deal with your baby daddy like that,
Mhm.
right? And so then and so I think that women don't know that, or don't care to know that. I don't know what it is, but more than anything, that's why I would say that the dad is the better parent
You
in most.
cooking with grease, my boy.
And I would even say this. I think a lot of the time, and I'm not a woman, so we just speaking from our guesses, but I would think a woman surrendering her child up would mean that she don't love him as much. I think if you get him,
That's how they look at it. Yeah.
I guarantee you it's that. But I think if you love him, you volunteer to give him up, especially if it's a boy, because the more I got a personal example of in my life right now of a young man that's being raised by a single mother, and it's clear as day he needs some men around him to get him straight. But see, the
Mhm.
problem is I can't. Oh, y'all can't love him the way that I can because I'm mama. It's like, nah, it's a little different. Humble Dad spoke on the statistics. You can go look them up. Like I said, this ain't hate speech that we just spewing out here in these YouTube streets. It's statistics, it's facts behind this stuff.
Mhm.
I know the reason why I gotta raise my son differently than my wife would raise him. It's gonna be some different lessons. We can get him to the same finish line, but who gonna get him there quicker, and how you gonna look when he crosses?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think a lot
Mhm.
of times some women might seem to fail to realize that you can do a great job, but when your boy get 15, some of them
Mhm.
12 and 11, ain't nothing you can do physically with them.
So I wanted to. I remember I asked y'all about the undertones, right?
Yeah.
And maybe y'all didn't pick up on it, because I'm a non-custodial parent. But what I picked up on was her making a joke out of what we do as non-custodial parents, whether it's weekend time or she,
Okay.
she's saying we're gonna
Okay.
have vacations all the time. We're gonna
Okay.
like, it's gonna be fun, and I can't wait till I can be carefree. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a shot at a non-custodial parent while also saying I want that position. So that's
Isn't it
what I heard.
interesting?
That's very interesting. I
Mm-hmm.
was tripping how that comment section was full of women saying men deserve rights too. But when we were fighting for this in court, I wasn't hearing this.
Well, it's
So now
new.
that right. But the fight ain't. That's what I'm saying. Like
Woo-hoo.
the fight been here. Men have been, we wanted 50-50 custody, and they fought us tooth and nail. So now that they see this, I think social media definitely plays a big part.
Of
Now
course.
that they see that child support is changing. Custody laws are changing all around the
Okay.
country. It's 50-50 custody is about to be the norm. I think in the next 10, 20 years, it's going to be the norm for at least half the country. That's my personal opinion.
It's
Seeing from
probably
just
sooner than that, because I think it's at least 10 states right now.
It's
And
moving.
it's automatically
yeah,
50-50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving these palm colored people time to get it together. But at the end of the day, it's happening. So they're like, I'm not gonna get this child support like I thought. it's not going to be as beneficial. So let me position myself to where I ain't got to deal with this kid. You hear so many women today, and it's not a shot. It's just what I've seen more of. They don't like the position of mother. I'm seeing it more and more. They
Ooh,
don't. They don't like the.
Oh, y'all
what?
got no clip for that?
Yeah, what
You
a
ain't got
Don
no,
DeMarco is for that? Hold up.
you ain't got no
Ooh-wee.
clip for that though. Okay,
Yeah, hold on, man.
man, I remember that.
Bro, but I truly see it, bro, because I have so many conversations with women. I'm single, so I date. You know what I mean? And I have so many conversations where it's like even the thought of being a housewife disturbs them because they lose their time to do what they want to do. Like
I
it's
don't
like
understand. You got to go. What?
so. I've had a conversation a few times, and this is not a shot at this person if they're watching, because I've had this conversation with actual multiple
Why you
people.
got to give a statement?
You
That
had to
you're
give a
not giving
disclaimer.
Hey, 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 y'all asking the wrong questions right now. Don't be asking me.
a my,
Let's
but you keep
let's
prefacing it's not a shot.
let's just. I'm trying to. Y'all killing me right now. You're killing me.
Rejected.
My bad. Go ahead. Go
Nah,
ahead.
but no, I'm cool though. But for real, because they get so in their feelings about stuff, and it's just like I'm not trying to beat you down, but this is what you said, right? And I brought up the fact that we were married and we had children. I would ask that you would stay home for at least the first 3 years, because as we know, those are very monumental times, very important times for that mother and child to bond and for that child to get his personality and the things that it's going to take with him for the rest of their life. This is research. This is why I've done, and I've actually done this before with my last wife. So I just said, just for those 2-3 years, I would like you to sit down. Not saying it's mandatory, but I would like you to sit down. And it's like, but you don't want, but you want to take away my freedom and what I want to do, and I want to be a career woman. And it's like, bruh, and it's prevalent. As if you talk to our mothers, me and Ted's mother, let's just say, they would have been loved to be a housewife if you propose this idea to them. Not all of them, but way more than today. Today
But would
they're
they have
really
thought that then though? Would they have felt that same way
Mm,
then though?
that's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? Because now they see. I don't know if y'all watch Pearl, but they have a lady on there called Auntie. They call her
Yeah,
Auntie,
yeah,
Yeah, little auntie. Yeah.
right?
yep.
And she speaks from a experience now. Like this is what I wish
Yeah.
I would have done.
Yeah.
Right? It's because
Mhm.
our mothers are the generation that told their daughters to go get a career.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
You see
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
You're right.
so like they are now saying, okay, well, I don't have anything to show for me being a single mother and me not uh being in a position of moving the way that I needed to move. So if I
Mhm.
would have been able to be a housewife,
Mhm.
then things would have probably be different, right?
Mhm.
As opposed to like what you saying, the young lady that you was talking to,
Mhm.
she this is what is really kind of frustrating. And I was gonna do something. I was gonna do a little like a reel today about this.
Mhm.
Like my fiance Kendra, like she's a boss lady. You know what I'm saying? She has a makeup school that we're working on, and she's a beautician as well as a makeup stylist, right? And so she
Mhm.
has these businesses, and I'm thinking, like like most people, guys would think, okay, she just want to be an independent woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But as
Right.
I began to have a conversation with her, she was
Mhm.
like, "Nah," you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to be in charge. You know what I'm saying?
It's a mentality thing.
That doesn't mean that I want to stay at home. However, you know what I'm saying? That just means that I want you to be able to be the head of this house, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I understand that you may not be the housewife that I had before. Like I get that,
Mhm.
right? Because
Mhm.
everyone is different.
Right.
However, that's not going to change that I see you as the leader. So what it
You
sounds
know,
like to me is that the woman didn't think that you was the leader for her.
maybe I don't know. But
You do know.
I would. I don't. But uh, because I only say that because um, I mean I got a track record. You know what I'm saying? Like I've proven I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, And I mean, I just like my resume speaks for itself. I'm not trying to brag, but it's just my
Yeah,
resume speaks for itself. Like I handle business, so it's like, I couldn't even say that. But the thing is, it's not the only woman to say it. And
Okay.
the more and more I cross reference the women I deal with or talk to, because it's not all the same, but
Yeah.
I cross reference that between what I see online or what I see in certain podcasts and conversations. It lines up. Like
They'd
Kevin
rather be a
Samuels,
career woman than a mother.
right.
The same.
And my thing is this: like, I don't have a problem with a woman wanting to be a career woman. I don't. I actually don't have a problem with that. My problem is you don't understand that if you're taking a step forward in career, you're going to take a step backwards in motherhood. It's just it's inevitable. It's nowhere around it, because if career means work. It's no way around this shit. If you're really trying to be a career woman, you're gonna lose in being a wife. You're gonna lose in being a mother. You can still do both, but something is like it's gonna give somewhere. So
Yeah.
I guess the perfect segue. We kind of got into it earlier, but I want to dive into it before we get up out of here. And one of the last questions, one more after this one, but the last question that I wanted to ask is, does feminism play a role in the dad's position becoming less appreciated? And I'm gonna start with Tez, because we started with Humble Dad last time.
For sure.
I definitely believe it plays a role. I don't think that's the biggest role. I think all of us know what the biggest role is to this. We just working around it. But I do think it play a role. And me and CJ have talked about this numerous times about how first wave feminism was needed. Women deserve the right to vote. Women deserve the things that we got. We got it. We understand it. But now it has become extremism to a certain aspect. And I think that's another one of them things where it's like women overall. Now, if you believe, and to any women that's watching this, if you believe you better than me, how can you appreciate me? How can you value something that you believe that you're better than or that you don't need?
And you also say that you expect me to lead. Those two things can't go together.
It all go hand in hand when you think more and more about some of the effects that feminism has had. And I think that's what's so scary when you trying to be a father. And in my guy CJ case, looking for a wife, because now I have to see how much of this do you have in you that I gotta work to get through. And it's a lot of single brothers out here that's looking for wives, that's looking to have mothers of their children, and they like, okay, she love her boss man more than she'll ever love me. She loved the fact that she can go to school for 12 years more than she gonna love me. Like Money Connoisseur said, it's a contradiction. And for brothers that be out here looking, man, I just feel so sorry for them sometimes, because you have this conglomerate of social media and magazines and your Meg Thee Stallions and Glorrillas that's all telling you, hey, you can do whatever you want and a good man gonna be coming to you. It's like, oh man, we that's why it's so important that we keep doing what we doing, man, because somebody got to give them the truth. Even to the brothers.
What do you mean by that?
Giving them the truth as far as not being so, well, you know, everything gonna be okay. We gonna figure it out. No, it's I expect this from my wife. I expect this from the mother of my children. Can you be that? Can you?
Go ahead, Humble Dad. I see you cooking.
He's on fire.
Interesting. I think I would say that feminism does play a role, but it's because of men that feminism got its power.
Ooh, oh, hold on.
How many times? Hold on. God damn it.
Sonic boom. No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Woo! that man hit him with one real quick.
Bro, let's
Wow.
go ahead. You cook.
Yeah,
Go ahead, cook.
and you know, and I didn't know that until like me and my, you know, I had a conversation with with Jen. Like she was like, you know, men rule the world, but women run the world. That's what she was saying, right? And I was like,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, what? You know, I was like, I did just like what you did. And so she broke it
Right.
down to me, and she was like, you know, if there wasn't the case, then why would feminism have a place? Right. And so it's like, okay, men, you have given up power, and now we're complaining about that the power has been taken or been given, right? So now,
Just piss somebody off.
yeah.
Yep.
So so feminism, yes, plays a role, but it was the man that allowed feminism to even have a role, right?
You couldn't even have feminism without men co-signing.
Facts.
Correct, right? So I don't even know, you know, the part about what was it? If you go back to Roe v. Wade, right? That was the Supreme Court was pretty much, I want to say, all men. You know what I'm saying? And that was a part of the stepping stone for feminism. You know what I'm saying? My body, my choice, right? So that segued into that, and then that just transitions into, you know, everything else that came about, right? So I mean, you because what's interesting is that people will say, mostly feminism will say that this is a misogynistic world,
Right.
However,
a patriarchal world.
Okay. However, you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do as a woman.
Right.
There's nobody.
Literally.
There's nobody telling you really that you can't do anything. What was it? Black women were the fastest and the most as entrepreneurs, the most with degrees. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think men definitely need to step up their game. You know. And if you come into a woman and she has the position of, you know, that she values her career more than motherhood, you just need to exit stage left or right, whichever one. You just need to jump off the ship, right, or have her get off the ship, right, because the thing that's happening with feminism, I think the third wave is what it's called, is that they're saying that we're equal to men. We can do whatever men can do. You need to pay us the same, or we need to be in a relationship, and there's equalness there. Well, me and Kendra had this conversation, and she was like, "How can two heads coexist? How can two heads lead?
It's not possible."
There's a book called I think I made a pack. It's called Good. Let me see. It's Good to Great. It's a business book. Okay, it's a business book, and it talks about the top companies and why they became a top company, and none of them had two leaders. Matter of fact, there was a I can't remember who did it. They tried it, and they were the anomaly. So they had two leaders, but they were the anomaly. But it's suggested by everybody else that one, you should hire within, as well as it should only be one leader.
Yes, sir.
Right? And so, not saying, I mean, you can say that a marriage is a partnership, right? But somebody got to have the 51%.
We at Humble Dad, we did a whole podcast episode speaking about the final vote, and that's what I said. It's one of these things where it's like, look, 1A, 1B, we great together, but somebody got to get the final say. Otherwise, we going back and forth.
No, it's not somebody. It's the man.
The man. That's the thing. We can't.
You don't even want the man that would allow you to be the decision maker.
No,
you won't even respect that guy. That's what's so funny about it.
It's like we know it, but it's like we see it being fought against so much. We know two kings can't live in the same castle. That's why most men have to leave their fathers home, because you start thinking I'm that guy, and it's like, hold on, partner. I'm the one that built this thing from the ground up, and you gonna talk to me like that? And I was one of them guys, and that's why I got kicked out. See, I talked to my dad about this last night. I learned my lesson because I had to understand. Because now I didn't build my kingdom. I got my own house. I got a family. So I realized how disrespectful that is to be in a man's house and tell him he ain't gonna do.
Yes,
Now
sir.
imagine that coming from a woman.
So say good night to the bad guy.
But what I'm saying is though that it's the man's fault though.
Yes.
It always comes back to the man. If you want to be real, it always comes back to the man. Like we've said that. Go ahead.
No. Okay, I was just gonna probably find what you're gonna say. What you're gonna say. John Maxwell says success rises and falls on leadership. Right. So the interesting thing about that is that if I say, okay, we're going to go with your decision instead of mine. Not saying that you don't have a good one, but we're always going to go with your decision. Okay.
Right.
And you get the final say. Now, if that decision doesn't pan out, it still falls on me.
Yep.
Right. So
LeBron James.
For sure. Or anybody that's in charge. So like if I say, well, XYZ told me to do this, so that's why we're doing it, as opposed to saying, well, they made a suggestion. I thought that this was the best suggestion, so we're going to go with that. That's different, right? Because it's not to say that your wife doesn't have a better decision than you or a better idea than you, right? It's at the end of the day, you're like, okay, this is my thought, this is your thought, and I'm looking at it. I think that what you're saying makes more sense, and this is what we're going to go with, as opposed to saying, okay, whatever you say, then we're going to do that.
Let me tell you how you know this is true. Has anybody ever heard a sportscaster talk about how many losses in the finals Kevin Durant has?
Am I breaking up?
No, we got you.
You good.
Now, and how many times have you heard them talk about LeBron? How many losses he had? They don't ask about how many. They don't talk about Kyrie's final losses. They talk about LeBron's finals losses because he's the leader of that ship. That tide rises and falls with LeBron James. And you notice now people might say stuff for him, but when he's in the media, he doesn't blame his team. He takes it on the chin. We got to play better, but it starts with me. I'm the captain. I'm the leader of the team. So, but for me to answer the question, because I'm pretty much in agreement with y'all. It does play somewhat of a role. And I would say this because it also ties in what I said from the beginning, that women don't necessarily today want to be the mother that's really needed. Not all, I don't even know the percent. I'm not gonna let's just say 49 to make you feel better, right? Let's just say 49% of women don't want to actually play the role of a mother, like the actual position. So what does that do? It makes her lean on me for her role. Think about how many times we had the conversation, Tez, when we talk about, okay, what if a guy pays 100% of the bills, but he still got to help here, he still got to do, but it's like you're not helping me take care of all this, the bills. You know what I'm saying? But fairness doesn't matter, and that's what feminism, third wave feminism is. It's not about fairness; it's about superiority.
Yes,
so
sir.
That's why when we had these conversations, I would say, hell yeah, it play a role in us being less appreciated because they want our position. That's really what it is. They want our position, and they don't want the responsibility that come with it. That's my issue.
Come on, man.
And Tommy, I'm gonna block you if you say one more thing, bro. If you say one more thing,
listen, bro. He definitely blamed J.R. Smith, bro.
Bro, who would blame J.R. Smith for that?
He came.
Okay, listen. I'm going based on what your statement was. Your statement said that he never. Listen, more podcast hosts need to do that.
JR was high. You can't.
He was high as a bird, man.
Yeah, LeBron. I don't blame him for that one.
But I'm just saying he blamed JR. Is all I'm saying. Like
he
LeBron James. The reason why we talking about
pissed.
LeBron. That's okay, but I'm just going based on your statement. You said he never.
All right, let's get somebody everybody loves. So Michael Jordan. Fine. No, he's never lost the game. So let's go with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan never blamed nobody for anything that went wrong. He always took it on the chin in them big ass suits. All right, there we go. So that was better. Everybody agrees.
That's
everybody agrees.
I mean, like the point is that like I was saying, yes, feminism plays a role, but it's only because men give them that position. So, for example, if dudes was like, had dick discipline and they was only messing with women that they saw as wifey material, right? Things would be a lot different.
Whole lot.
It'd be a
That's a
whole lot
fact.
different because if we're going to say now, like I said in the beginning, I said that if women would close their legs, right, and men would have discipline, it'd be totally different. Now the thing of it is that dudes, some dudes don't allow are not aware of their position, seeing as though they don't have a plan, right? They don't even know how to get to their goals, right? But then they want a woman to follow them, right? Why would you
Right.
follow a bad captain? See what I'm saying? So,
Ooh.
Hey.
so you see what I'm saying? So it's like, but the thing of it is that that man was probably raised by a single mother, right? And so it's the cycle that is persisted continuously. And so I was raised by a single mother, but I also had an uncle that I looked at, and he was an integral part in my life. I also went to college, and I had fraternity brothers that was like, okay, bro, this is how you need to move, even though sometimes that wasn't good for me in how I treated women. However, it gave me my confidence in how I could walk up to a beautiful woman, and she said no. It wasn't no big deal to me.
Just keep it moving.
It wasn't no big deal, so I didn't take it personal, right? In that regard. And then once I got into the Bible, then my mindset changed of what it looks like to be a leader.
Yep.
What it looks like to serve, because to keep it 100, like 1,000, as some people say. I think that's real estate.
Don't
Right?
don't do that again.
Okay, I already did it.
Just don't do it again. You got the one. Don't do it again.
Okay, that's fair. I respect the platform. Right, so that men don't understand that. Listen, if you're not up under somebody, like if you're not under God to say, okay, this is my authority.
Come on now.
Okay, this is how he's running things. Oh, okay, that's how he run it. Okay, so this is how I should run it. And one of the things that God did that was so great for us, that he repositioned himself, so to speak, on earth as a human, right? And he lowered himself. And then not only that, amongst his disciples, he washed their feet. You know what I'm saying? So here you have God in the flesh washing these dudes' feet that were much lower than he was. But his whole point was saying, this is how you serve, right?
Come on, humble.
So for me, I understand that I got to serve my wife in a capacity that allows her to flourish, and in turn, because as a leader, I'm going to get it back, right? If I've chosen correctly, for sure, right? So that's why I say it's more on the men, right, to say, listen, I'm not finna mess with you. I'm not even finna sleep with you if you're on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? And especially impregnate them. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand that people make bad decisions. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but what I'm saying is, now that you know, do better.
Yeah. So, man, we're gonna ask our final question for tonight, and this one of the ones that we try to finish our episodes out on Black Father February with. How has being a father made you a better man?
Is CJ gonna go first?
No, you gonna go first, because I know how you react to this question. So, because I know you. Go ahead.
Did you watch that, bro? Like, dude,
I watched the whole thing.
That's crazy, right? Because I did get emotional on that day. That was my birthday as well, right? And my fiance was like, what makes you how she didn't say how being a father made you a better man. It was a different question, but how it's made me be a better man is that I've become more selfless. I mean, I've become more selfless and less selfish, right? Because when I was a young dude, everything was about me, right? Because I'm single or whatnot. And even being in the relationship with Jen when we were just dating, I was really just concerned a lot about myself. But then as it relates to becoming a father, I was able to see myself as how God probably sees me, right? And so it allowed me to humble
Hold on,
myself.
can you say that one more time?
It allowed me to see how God sees me,
Mm.
and God sees me as like, you know, I gave more grace.
Yeah.
I was able to give more mercy. I was able to take a moment to step back and say, okay, I shouldn't have said that. Now, you know what I'm saying? I looked at life differently once I had Gianna, and it also showed me that I'm not giving no dude no pass that's not in their kid's life. Right? You need to, because I was like, when I held her, I was very conflicted. I was very conflicted because I was like, why would my dad not want this? You know what I'm saying? And in my situation, my mom never talked bad about my dad. Never. You know what I'm saying? She was the one that would always say, you need to go call your dad. You need to go see your dad. Even to this day, she say that. And this dude is a horrible person, right? So what it made me do how it became a better man was it allowed me, it also made me get into my word more because I didn't have a father. So I was looking at my heavenly father to be able to be like, okay, how should I operate as a dad? So I would say the person that you all kind of get to see now, you get to see the better version or the best version of me being a father. And if I could add, being a single father has made me empathetic to single mothers whose baby daddy left. You know what I'm saying? Or that's not there on purpose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it also has allowed me to see the individuality of my kids. I have 4, so I'm able to see, okay, I need to do this for her. I need to do this for him. I need to do this for him. I need to do this for her. Right. And so that allows my the ability to manage people. So I become a better manager as well. And I also think further ahead now. Like I said before, and I think about what type of spouse will they be. You know what I'm saying, as it relates to how I'm parenting to now. So how has being a father made me a better man? It has allowed me to look at people differently and also be a little bit more compassionate. But don't get it twisted. You know, I will come for your throat, you know what I'm saying, when need be. So
yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Humble
that's
Dad.
my short version.
Man, we appreciate Mr. Humble Dad for coming through. We gotta give my brother a round of applause for the
Give it
cooking.
up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Yes, sir. Now,
It's Dr. Humble Dad, bro. Like y'all be
we've
name down there.
We've been disrespecting the whole time. We apologize for that.
And the only reason why I put Dr. Humble Dad is because Quest told me that I should do it more often. But I got my doctorate degree last year, so that's the only reason.
Oh, okay.
Oh, congratulations, bro.
Give it up, man. Give it up. All right, CJ.
Strong, independent black man right there.
Boy.
I'm a PhD. But no. But no, I ain't know how long you had, brother. We dropped the link for a couple guys. Fathers only, if y'all want to come up, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of speak on, what your experiences being a father, let's look at a couple of these comments. World Class says, being a dad helped me realize I don't need sleep because apparently you can't, right? Convo and Chill with Tommy B says, dad is spelled B-A-N-K.
Hey, we done all felt that a little bit. Ain't no way around that one.
Hey, matter of fact, speak on right now. My guy Tommy B. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
What up?
Whatever happened with that shit, Michael? Yeah, you heard they been talking about the record of a certain somebody after he said they wasn't worried about the West. Just throwing that out there.
So people just
what he talking
just
about?
Don't want.
He was talking about basketball.
We talking about fatherhood. We're talking about
went to LeBron and quit.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because I mean, technically, the Warriors is y'all daddy, but
He talking about the Grizzlies. That's what he's talking about.
Oh yeah.
But that's not fair though, because Ja got hurt.
right, man. We ain't trying to hear that. You know what we'd have been through. You know what we'd have been through. We'd have actually lost chips off of injuries.
So then you should understand.
Nah.
They don't
John,
care.
we still tapping that ass, Pops. But nah, shit, I'm with my Pops right now.
That's what's up.
Hey,
Shout out to Pops, man.
But nah, we was just talking about this earlier when we was on a world class show. About the misnomer about
Somebody got something playing in the background or something?
Oh, that's Pops.
Oh, that's your Pops. Oh, that's your Pops. Okay.
About the misnomer of like the whole deadbeat dad thing and how it's like overblown and stuff. And you know, most dads is active. When we maneuver, we're amongst other dads. It's not like I'm like this what do they call them? I'm trying to think of what they call it with the dinosaurs and stuff. It's not like extinct. It's not like we're it's not like we're extinct. Like when I move around, I have no problem finding other dads when I'm at the park. You know, when my daughter at gymnastics. You know, all like it's just funny how they had this maneuver. But I told people the reason why it's like that is because we move around without seeking praise. And so, okay. Because, you know, and then you look at the other sex, they seek praise. And they also project, you know, their complaints. And we don't. We just take it on the chin and keep it moving.
That's it.
So because of that, that's why it comes across as if it's way more, you know, deadbeat dads than it is. We aren't on the internet complaining about being dads, you know, making videos crying about how hard it is, this and the other.
Right.
You know. Okay, we emotional, so I might be going in and out. But that's all.
That's that Oakland. That's that Oakland reception. Get him out of here.
Hey, Tommy, bro. Hey, man, you know we appreciate
button,
you for coming, bro. Man, you know we appreciate you, even though you know you talking about the guy, the homie job, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was me. Reset my old internet. Call the company like, can y'all reset, turn that stuff off, turn it back on?
Do the whole stream yard over.
Oakland invested all of their money in the Warriors.
That's wild.
Yeah, Tommy, you chopping up bad too, bro. I'll bring you back up, bro. You chop it out. His face frozen, or maybe that's just how he was looking. But what's up, fellas, man? My guy Charles. My
what's
guy
going
World
on, y'all?
Class.
Got the baby with him.
See baby Gail in the picture.
Yeah, Fanny, she just wanted to chill out, man, for the day.
Feel that?
Yeah. She looking like she ain't feeling this right now.
Mm-mm.
No, she just chilling right now. She just chilling, man. Part of fatherhood, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
She, you know, last time I was on the podcast with y'all, you know, she was still small. So, I mean, she wasn't even here yet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Just being able to see her, you know, now, you know, having a different perspective as far as, you know, being able to be with her more than what I was with Legacy. So it was 100 times better. And then it's like, I don't want to say that Legacy, she didn't really like me when I first was holding her all the time. Like she was
I went through that too, bro.
But with her, it's like it's a whole complete 160. Like she actually loved me. Like when I come home, she be up waiting on me. I be like, doggone, that right there was neat, man. I love every bit of it, man.
Yeah.
I think, bro, especially like being able to have, like, and I think once, bro, y'all crazy. Don't do my boy like that. CJ, don't do my boy like that. Look at her, she like, see, don't do my daddy like that, bro.
Don't play with my daddy, bro. Damn, Tommy, what's going on with you?
I'm telling.
Dang,
Tommy, you got sent through a paper shredder, didn't
it? Hey, but Charles, I just wanted to say, bro, I know like how much being a father mean to you. And that's one of the things that all of us share here. Like, it's something that, like Tommy said, like we ain't we don't got TV shows talking about fathers and being dads and the things that we love. And we recently had a run-in with a certain YouTuber when it comes to stuff like this, because men don't have the same platforms. Because like Tommy said, bro, we ain't out here looking for that adulation. We deserve it, but we ain't running to it. And I think the more and more we can have, man, sit conversations like this to show, bro, we love our children. And till we got episodes coming for the deadbeats too, because
man, we need to do that.
Y'all give everybody here. Y'all give all these brothers a bad name. Some of you, some of you just happened, but you can still be in your child life. It just ain't no way around it. I didn't watch what my brother CJ had to go through. This man went a full year without seeing his daughter. The boy almost broke.
Shit,
the man almost broke. I'm sorry, the man almost broke. But now I get to see what he get to do. These are the stories that we got to be able to present to other brothers and women to get them to understand. We want to be there. You know, we want to be there.
Right. So I love every bit of it, man. From last year, it was a whole year difference between when I talked about what happened, having my first daughter, her being, her turning 3 now and everything, it's like I have a better bond with her, by not working so much. And then, with having Phoenix now, it's like it's a blessing. Like I'm actually able to see her when she was like just real small, all the way up to where she is now, where she sleep teething and whatnot. And she just only want me where I can just hold it, and then she just falls straight on to sleep. I didn't have it with Legacy at all. Like it hurted me to a certain extent, like because it's like I almost didn't know what to do with her. But it's like with her, it's like I got a second chance. So it's a blessing and it's an honor to even to be able to be their father. That's just the way I feel about it. Of 2 girls. CJ, all the times when me and you talked about having a daughter, that's a whole different thing. Changing diaper for a girl ain't like changing diaper for a boy. It's a blessing, to have a son. Hell, I want a son one day, but 2 girls, I'm good enough with that, man.
If I get another girl.
Oh, hold up now. Y'all not just finna keep bringing the babies in here and I don't go get my boy now. Hold up.
My daughter,
I got my son with me too.
Levi.
Hey, you know something though, real talk. When I took my daughter to the doctor today, it real deal. Hearing the doctor say it's good to see that the father's in the house. I mean, they're with their child, taking them to the doctor. That was
What's going on? hey, Tall.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I feel exactly where you coming from, man. That initial, that initial seeing them come out the womb.
Yeah.
Like, it's like.
Yeah. That's something different.
Hey,
Ryan,
I
cried.
I did too.
I cried. I couldn't. It just came out. It was involuntary.
Right.
I just come out naturally, man. That was natural.
I didn't even think about it. I just see them breathing, bro. It just came.
It just happened. Like World Clay, it was the same for me, bro. It's like it's a feeling that, man, I can't describe. It's like you can't even think and get that feeling back again. It's like
nothing can recreate that, bro.
Nothing, bro.
Except another kid.
My chest just started pumping the tears out, and then they were just on the floor. It wasn't nothing I could do. I had to do nothing. It started
Right. Like
it's my baby.
Just don't know.
It's my baby.
Right.
Baby right here, man. For real.
Hey, look, Tommy, I was right there with you, my boy.
So was it.
Hey.
Is he talking about the visual? Yeah, the visual. Yeah, wow, that's not the visual one. I'm coming out is stressful. That's not something you want to see when you eat that much. That's not something you can't prepare for that.
No, Lord.
Well, when it opened up wide, like
you know what? God, it's my turn. You told me it was my turn.
You can talk all that you.
I be on that shit twice, man. I look at it and then I start crying like, damn.
Hell no, I ain't never going back there again. The doctor,
it's over for that, man. Seeing the baby come out with all her, that messed me up. Like I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
damn, a baby can have
And
that much hair
actually,
on their head.
and actually cutting the cord. Like,
Yes, I did it twice.
it's not what I thought it was. Like, it's not the cord I thought it would be.
Twice.
That was the extension cord, then.
Man, my daughter, when I took my daughter to the doctor today, man, the doctors, all the women doctors was like, it's so good to see, having the father there with their daughters and stuff. I was like, dang, that's some neat stuff, man. Because it's almost like it's not seen that fathers are there with their children. Like I don't get that. Like, why is there? It's more light on fathers not being there for their children versus the ones that are.
Come on now.
And I don't respect that, man. Because when I hear people say,
world class good.
Hold on, Rizzo.
On a world class is about to get in there. Yeah.
Hold on. No, well, a lot of that is because these, a lot of fathers are being alienated from their child. Like that's the untold story about what's going on with this parenting thing with us. A lot of fathers are being alienated. Child alienation is something that's just a standard with so-called black females at this time in this country, and it's not limited to children. They alienate the child from the grandparents
siblings.
On the other. I was saying this earlier in my live. Cousins, godchild, nieces and nephews. This is what they do. They do a lot of child alienation. And the thing that's crazy is, like, my son, he was just up here, right? And like I said, I cried, but I already knew he had to. When he came, he was so little, he was premature, right? So he came like 2 months and a half too early. So I'm a NICU dad. I spent the first 90 days of my dadhood in the NICU.
Oh, man.
He had to get a surgery. He got his ribs cracked. He got his lungs collapsed. He had his feet. He had to get blood drawn every day. He had to get his G-tube put in and taken out, and this procedure, that procedure. That when they think they got the Jonas, they gotta have that blue light on them. You can't really touch them. Like it's a lot. So for a dad, a new dad, that's a lot to take in when you become a new dad. And you don't know about that NICU life. That is a whole different level of stress, bro. And what's crazy is those of us that go through that and still get child alienated is crazy. And that's a lot of the reasons these moms don't want the dad in the picture so they can take a bunch of credit. Not because they have any common sense, not because it's a rainbow at the end, just because they don't want another female girl to have a story that they don't have. That's pretty much it.
There go my godson. What up?
Hey,
what up, Levi? What going on?
Levi.
Say what's up.
Might look just like his daddy, boy.
Man.
Facts.
Hey, that's you reincarnated, bro.
All he needs is a little mustache. That's him.
Put the headphones on. We want to know who he is.
Facts.
But we gonna actually have a segment, a Black Father February, where we talk about the guys that's been through parent alienation, fighting for custody, going through courts and things like that. We try to segment this off. You get what I'm saying? Because it turns into other things. We try to keep it, select few. You get what I'm saying? We try to keep it organized. So, but as far as what World Class is saying, it's a lot of truth to that. Like, it's so true that the fathers that are involved still have to wear the jacket of a guy that's not involved. Like, that's how strong that stereotype is, bro. And we have literal CDC stats that prove otherwise. It's crazy.
I mean, when you want, I'm not always with CDC, but listen, that's an interesting stat. Why would you go against that one, right? I mean, you have active fathers are happening. It is not a trend. It's actually something that takes place. I mean, in my circle of friends, I don't have a guy that I know that's not active in their kid's life.
Me either.
And so and I would be interested to see who the deadbeats are, right? And seeing what type of a circle do they run in, right? And like I said before, this is why a dude needs to not have sex with a woman he don't see as his wife.
Oh, yeah, that's
right.
right.
I'm working. I'm working on that one. Yeah, I feel
Listen,
you. It's true though. It's true.
I mean,
That's a fact.
what I'm saying is, I think who said this? I can't. I don't know who it said, but you give up your power when you sleep with her, and you impregnate her, and then you complain about that she won't be cooperative with you as as a as a father, right? And so I'm saying that if you're married to her, then you have less issues
Yeah.
as it relates to a dude that just impregnated her, and now you're trying to go get custody, right? So for the dudes that have already been past that state, you just need to keep fighting, in my estimation, because the dads that are at least fighting for their kids will be able to see that you fought for them,
Yeah.
right? That you will have, if they don't see it, you'll be able to say, "Here's my receipts. Here's the information. This is me calling you. This is me texting. This is what I gave. This is what I went through. Here's the documentation." You have the receipts at the end of the day, and so then now they can see that it was on the mom. But for a
Yeah.
dude to just be like, well, she won't give me what I want, and I'm not winning in court, like your kid will still think that you gave up on you.
Yeah. Some truth to that. As unfair as that situation may be, that's the kids don't care about fair or unfair. They care about whether they had their father or not. You
We
know what I'm
don't
saying?
either. We don't care about what's fair. What you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't
For
care
the
that a
most part.
woman, right? We don't care that a woman that has two kids. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you shouldn't have had those two kids.
Right.
That's how, you know what I'm saying.
That's the
So
world.
yeah, it's the world. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
that's the
So
world.
like, I don't know where people think that why fairness has to exist. Like fairness has never existed.
Right. Yeah.
So that's just what it is. We gotta deal. We gotta basically play the cards that we're dealt. That's really what it is.
Yep. So look, before we get up, I want everybody to give their final thoughts. This is whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about the garbage ass Warriors or the failing Baltimore Ravens or the failing Steelers. I mean, I'm a Steelers fan. We did horrible. Whatever you want to say in your final thoughts, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that because y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the hell up out of here. So let's go ahead and
we're not gonna tolerate slander.
So you going first. Okay, go ahead.
Shout out to Lamar Jackson, who about to get a $300 million deal, fully guaranteed. No, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk the guys. We have to actually take our own story, put it in our hands. I'm gonna be on the more aggressive side, and I'm gonna go out my way to destroy the black female's reputation as a mother. And that's gonna be my deal. Because she's killed 24,114,000 children since 1973. She's had custody at a rate of 80 to 92% for the last 60 years.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Right. Then but the abuse and neglect rate for our children is 85% from birth to 18 years old. So there's nobody else to blame but her. They kill 649 children a day in their cemetery wombs. So I think I've seen enough is enough. Like even from my stream and you guys' stream, like Poppy was asking earlier, he asked the same question. He said, "How many guys that you know are deadbeats?" I said, in my life, I know one dude, and that's my niece's dad, who's a Nigerian, who when she was born, he left and went to Maine. Everybody else that I know that's a male that has had a child is in their life. So when I tell you there is no truth to anything that they say to any degree imaginable, is no truth. It's actually not even based on a fictional story. It's just something that doesn't exist. And it start with the reality of it is that black females are extremely violent, hostile, homicidal towards children. And we have to start calling it out and getting them incarcerated. Increase the incarceration rate for child abuse around 40% for black females. It needs to increase because they'll go, you men need to do something. The first thing we need to do is protect the innocent. And the only way to do that is protect them from y'all. They are the #1 drug users. I know that because I come from the hood. And everybody that sells drugs across the country or sold it or seen it be sold knows that the person that buys drugs the most is black mothers. They will sit and get after Pookie and Ray Ray for shooting people with guns, but Pookie and Ray Ray, their moms have more bodies in their cemetery wombs than Pookie and Ray Ray do have on those guns and those Dracos. And that's a fact. So we had to start holding people accountable. This war on our fatherhood was never real. We really, 80s babies, without a shadow of a doubt, we really went out our way to fight a narrative that didn't exist. We got a lot of passion and anger and work. We worked hard to fight a stigmatism and a narrative that was never real. Wasting our time on doing something just because the females that we're attached to couldn't find nothing else better to do, but to try to destroy our reputation because they don't want to find out that they're not good enough to be the only one, because they don't have nothing else better to do but to try to destroy somebody's reputation.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I really take it personal. They even go as far as to say that they don't feel protected when countless amount of men have died protecting these little girls. And there's no place on this planet, no place in North America where if one of us sees her getting attacked by a dude, even if she's wrong, that dude won't step in. I am tired. I am tired of the obscene levels of disrespect. I'm going to make it my business to use all of the facts and destroy and annihilate her reputation with the truth and protect these children from her. I have a 6-year-old. I have to procure a future for him. And that's my goal.
Whew, man.
So say good night to the bad guy.
Yeah.
Man.
World class.
All right.
Appreciate your final thoughts, brother. Catch you in the back chat, bro.
Oh no.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, I don't know either. All right. Humble Dad. Final thoughts, brother. Final thoughts.
Whew.
Listen, man, my final thoughts are pretty simple. Fathers, be fathers. Make sure that if you're not in the home, that you figure out a way to get into the home, and meaning to co-parent the best that you can. I will also say, as I've already reiterate what I've said before. Young men, I would say deal with women that will only be considered your wives as it relates to sleeping with them. And then women, don't deal with bums. And then you're going to have a horrible baby daddy. And so that's my 2 cents. And I appreciate y'all allowing me to be up here with y'all, man. It's been fun. I really like the what's the 5-second clips or whatever. At first I thought something was wrong with my computer for a moment. This has been good. I hope that y'all continue this.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean. One of those. Absolutely. And then the other thing, when you introduce me, you said you've never seen me go off on people on Lapeef, right? And that's just because if I'm yelling, they're not listening. They already not listening because they disagree with me most of the time. But if I begin to yell, then I know that they're not gonna listen. And my goal is to have you listen to what I got to say. And so when I speak in my tone that I speak in, it's a better chance that you're gonna hear what I'm saying, and as a result, I can get my point across, and I think I can move the conversation even further. So, but once again, appreciate y'all boys, and y'all continue to do y'all thing, man. And I don't think I'm popular at all. I don't know where you get that from,
man. Whatever. Hey, hold on. Now,
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And he know it too. And let me. He is, and let me make this clear as well. And this one of the things that we got a lot of respect for Dr. Humble Dad, because you know what I'm saying, me and CJ don't watch as much Lapeef as we used to, but you was always one of the guys that we looked at and was like, okay, this somebody that can have a conversation without getting into a lot of the other stuff that happened over there. So we've been watching it. We pay attention to men that's portraying themselves as men. Facts. So that's why we got a lot of respect for you, Dr. Humble Dad. So
that's a bit. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
What's up, brother? All right, brother. Take it easy. All right, Charles. Final thoughts, brother. Final thoughts. You on mute too.
You on mute, Charles.
I got you. Go ahead. I got you.
Man, just sitting here watching my daughter sleep, man, it's fascinating. Like, I didn't think I would be this fascinated about my two daughters, just actually seeing them grow from being a dot inside their mama to them being able to walk around and somewhat talk, and other one just starting to crawl and grow teeth. Like, that's the most unbelievable thing to ever see, to just see your children grow. And and then for fathers not to be able to be there to witness that, it's like a slap in God's face in my eyes, because he bless you to have children and to be there for them and not even do it. Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't respect how men, well, not even men, because men take care of their children. They're a bunch of suckers to me that don't take care of their children. And it just, like, I love every second. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes, my oldest daughter, she get on my nerve a little bit there. But hey, I wouldn't take nothing else for it.
It get frustrating now.
I'll tell you.
We gonna be real.
I ain't gonna just say peaches and cream every day, because it's not. And I ain't gonna get on here and lie to hell. It's 5100 podcast, and I ain't, we're gonna keep it legit. But that's just my thing, certain days, it get kind of hard, a little difficult, but I love every bit of it. When my babies ain't here and they with their grandparents, I'll be about to go crazy, because you don't hear them. You don't hear all that racket and noise and everything, or something slapping on the floor. Like, it's quiet, like, man, I'm finna go crazy. Like, it be like that sometimes, but I mean, hey, I don't take nothing for it. Being a father, I'm gonna say this. Some off Steel Harvey show, they said a man, anybody can raise a child, but it take a father to actually be there and nurture and care for their children. It take a real man to do that, and it take a real man to raise a daughter. Because, it take a real man to raise a son too, but it take a real man to raise a daughter. And, and I just want to take every day, learn from my mistakes, and keep on trying to grow to raise my daughters to where I know that in the long run, they'll be able to, what the words say, prosper and be successful in this world, and find an actual husband that's not me, because I'm not perfect, but I want my daughters to know what a real man is. I might not be the perfect person for them to go marry, but I want them to know the right man to go marry.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I just wanna, I just love being a father, man. It's just my whole thing. Just having my own daughters, the people that I came out of me, come from me to make them. Like, it's a blessing, man. I love every bit of it, man. And Chase, you having a daughter, and it made me think about, like, man, just having a daughter, having a child, period. It's like, it makes you think about life, your mortality, everything in a different way. That's what I love about it. Like it's certain, like sometimes you be in a store or whatever. Like I know it might not be most me, but I know me, in my own eyes, I look at women different now just by having daughters.
Yeah,
like
correct.
just seeing like how women carry themselves and stuff like that. You know, some women carry themselves in an elegant way, and you got some women that just don't give a damn how they dress. Like, I don't want my daughters like that. I want them to be, what the word to say, I want them to be elegant and know the right way to dress, where they won't just attract any old knucklehead man. Attract the man that, you know, that holds you in a higher honor too, and wants to marry you and let you know that you are the one for him. Like, that's what I want for my daughters.
For some reason.
But I mean, hey, that's my final thoughts, man. And you know, it's been a long time coming, y'all. So like Wayne said, sorry for the wait. I've been waiting for this, man. So you know, I've been listening to all the old podcasts. You know, I've been hitting y'all up on certain stuff. You know,
we back, man. We back.
Yeah, man. So I mean, just keep it going, man. And you know, blessed to see another day, man, and to see y'all, man.
Appreciate it, Reggie.
y'all.
So, no, it's number love, Reggie. Oh,
woo,
my boy,
man, back in the saddle. It's a good feeling. But my final thoughts. Of course, y'all know this ain't the last episode we gonna do, so I'm gonna keep mine extremely brief. Men that's in your children's life, do everything you can to be the man you want your son to be, and the man that your daughter would want to marry. Do everything in your power to give them examples. And to the men that ain't in their children's life, we're gonna have a whole episode surrounded by y'all, so or including y'all. So we hope y'all pull up. We hope
we forgot about you.
Oh no, y'all got a special place in the 5100 podcast hearts. So we will be addressing y'all as well. So look, to everybody that watch this, please come back. All the brothers, we got plenty more of this coming out. You know, we might be doing some other stuff as well. Poppy Blanco, what's up? Thank you for coming in.
Another great father.
We got a lot more coming for y'all in Black Father February 2023.
For Showski. And yeah, man, my final thoughts is understand, fellas, it is a thankless job.
Yes, sir.
That's why we named this episode this. But you have the right people around you. You know, the family that you choose, not the family that you're born with all the time, but the family that you choose can make a difference in the way that you feel as a father, because we need morale boost just like anybody else. Fathers, you know, we deal with things non-custodial to custodial to full custody to married fathers. Fatherhood don't look the same for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's different ways to be a father. You know what I'm saying? So understand that it is a thankless job, but it is rewarding. I will say that it's rewarding to see my daughter get in third place one day and be upset and crying, and I'm picking her up and telling her it's gonna be all right, but you got to put that work in. And the very next competition, she get first place. That's rewarding.
Now. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's rewarding. It was hard to see her cry like that over something that she worked so hard for, but I was also there to see it come out good. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process. You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and rap Poppy, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's over, bro. It's over. It's over. We've been on here too long.
We went past our allotted time tonight.
You know what I'm saying? But real quick, damn, I gotta fuck with Poppy.
Yeah, because he doing something that we just got done talking about. So it's like, come, all right, we gonna bring Poppy up right quick. My boy.
What up, Poppy? What up, Poppy?
He said he was gonna mute because he had to dance and he don't want to get us copyrighted.
Okay.
At the father and daughter dance. Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
See, this what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Hey, Poppy. See this, bro. All right, I'm through. Cause I about, you know how I get. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But he there,
Poppy.
Thank you.
He
Poppy.
always there. He always there for his kid.
He is, man.
Always there for his daughter. Every time I see him on Instagram, it's his kid or a bottle of Hennessy. One of the two. Much love, Poppy.
Poppy, thank you so much, bro.
For sure.
Man.
There she go.
Oh, snap.
There she go.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on, bro.
There she go. Hey, baby girl.
How you doing?
All right, we're gonna let y'all go, man. We gotta get up out of here.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Woo.
Well, y'all
Great
look.
start.
Great start to Black Father February. It's already the numbers are already looking better than last year. So y'all
Thanks.
come back. You know what I'm saying? You want to see if you don't believe Black fathers are fathers, daddies, sperm donors, teachers, guidance counselors,
Facts.
like, bruh, this is where you want to be if you want to see a difference in what the media tells you. The
Come on.
5100 podcast, man.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got, man. So look, for your guy CJ 100,
your guy is the 5.
we are the 5100 podcast.
Yes, sir.
You dig. Two G's.